Peace and all good be yours, brothers and sisters of St. Barbara Parish and Old Mission, Santa Barbara. We're located now in the Bonaventure room of the campus here at the Old Mission. This room, which has been the site of so many wonderful gatherings for adult faith formation, renewal, and study of various kinds in the parish and for the mission. And I'm seated here with my colleague and friend Phil Phillips, who's been very much a part of those gatherings over the course of the last 7 years since Phil took on the ministry of working with adults in faith formation and working with adults in what we call RCIA, that is the preparation for adults into the sacraments of initiation. So, Phil, you've worked with new Catholics, you've worked with veteran Catholics in faith formation, you brought your gifts to bear on the planning and execution of various events. As an evangelizer then, how has those experiences acted on your own heart to transform you and change you and help you grow?
Well, I think that the big thing is appreciating the gift of the opportunity to do this. It is something that when I began, I had no idea what I was really getting into. And very quickly, I really found out that as you look at particular, for example, RCIA, you appreciate that people are coming with different gifts, with different backgrounds, with different views. And my view as an engineer in the past has been considerably more limited in scope. And suddenly you're exposed to people in ages that go from teenagers to 85 or so, with tremendously different backgrounds, tremendously different views. And I think that becoming a listener for those is another spiritual gift that is really, really been brought to me as so important in my ministry in these last 7 years. It's a wonderful thing, and the other part of that is, for me, is appreciating the Franciscan approach that each of us has unique gifts. We don't have two people that are the same that come through RCIA. They're all different. And acknowledging the richness of that and appreciating it is I think, something that is especially rewarding to someone that's in this ministry.
Yeah. Well, thanks for that. And I think the appreciation of diversity and the particular, the uniqueness of the individual person, certainly a centerpiece of Franciscan spirituality. And you're addressing that, I think, and experiencing it and dealing with it in your own ministry. So what about your experience in working with your own ongoing formation? You've dedicated, I know, a lot of time over the last 4 to 5 years in your own personal growth and your own formation, participation in certification programs and training programs of various kinds. How have you benefited from all of that? How have you seen yourself grow and change through those experiences?
Well, the reality is, for me at least, this ongoing process of learning is something that, we can use the phrase, keeps you young. I'm not sure it's keeping me young. My body's telling me otherwise. But it turns out that I get caught up with something I remember a couple years from Canon Osborne. Father Osborne was, we were at Mass, and afterwards I had a question for him in terms of a particular gospel interpretation. And as he was talking, he said, you know, last night, he said, I was reading this, and he said, a new thought came to me. And I realized, well, wait a minute. This is a person that spent his life studying and learning. He's, I think at that point, 87 years old, and he's saying, I just had a new thought thinking of this. And it pointed out to me that he was always animated, he was always learning, he was always doing. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a valuable lesson for all of us in our lives.
So, Phil, thank you for sharing that lesson that you learned from Kenan and really modeling that lesson for me and for so many others in your own commitment to lifelong learning. I think we can all be inspired by that and motivated, especially in these difficult times, to continue to learn and explore what the gospel is saying to us. And at this time, again, brothers and sisters, we pray, may the Lord give us peace.